Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, Journey to Happiness. I wanted to make this little intro because I was going to edit my next video, like just one big video. It was going to be like 30 minutes long. I didn't mean to talk that long about my past job, but I didn't have enough space on this phone, so I have to break it down into parts. That's why I didn't have like an intro or like a, an outro. So I just wanted to let y'all know why at the beginning of the next video, that's why I'm just talking. I didn't say hey or anything like that. That's the reason why, because it was going to be one long video, but I couldn't do that. So I just wanted to let y'all know that. So yeah, stay tuned to, I think I'm on part 4 now. So yeah. Okay y'all, so here's another situation. So they kept adding on to lists for third shift duties. They kept adding on more people for third shift to get up and dressed and showered in the morning, like literally to the point where I'm getting almost my whole assignment up. It was getting ridiculous. And I know they were trying to say like the whole purpose of that is because apparently first shift over there is so busy, they have so much to do, so third shift needs to do everything to do things that can make their work shift easier, because they have it so hard and it's so busy. Let me tell you something, that's true at probably regular nursing homes, but this place is fucking bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. I remember one morning I was behind on my work, so I forgot what happened. I think we was working short or something, I don't know. So I went to go take the trash out, because at the end of the shift somebody had to take everybody's trash out, and guess who always ended up doing it? So I'm behind and I go to take the trash out. I have to go outside to the big dumpster, right? When I look to my right of me, guess what I see outside? Guess what I see, y'all? Literally everybody on first shift, y'all, they was standing around in a circle, smoking, talking, and laughing at 7:08 in the morning. So that means they're all clocked in, so they're on the clock. They don't look too damn busy to me. I'm over here struggling with this big ass garbage bag, tired as hell. I gotta lift up and throw it in the big dumpster, and they over there laughing, talking like we at the club or something. So how's first shift so busy? They must not be too damn busy. The first thing they do when they come to work is they clock in and go smoke and laugh like we at the club or something, or like we at recess. Y'all remember when you was in elementary school and we had recess, and every kid would, like, you get in a circle and laugh and talk with your friends? That's what they looked like, except for they was smoking. So they don't look too damn busy. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry, coffee. So pretty much it was like everything that we do is to make first shift happy, pretty much. So I remember one day, I think like we was at low census or something like that, right? And so the med tech, she changed the assignment just a little bit to make the assignments more fair. So there's this other girl named Morgan, not the one that I was just talking about, but a Morgan that's just a CNA, right? I actually went to high school with her. She was a little bit older than me. The Star, rest in peace, she's actually dead right now, to Star. She was a med tech, and she changed up the assignments. So Morgan had a certain patient. She just had one more patient that she didn't have. So Morgan's job was to just, in the morning, get the resident up and dressed and ready for breakfast and first shift, right? And Morgan, she would normally work first shift, but she was working night shift that night. But normally she works first shift. So everybody at this place knows if somebody's on their get up list, you're supposed to also make their bed up, make it look presentable and stuff. Everybody that works there knows this, right? So since that was not my patient, that was Morgan's patient now, a resident. So she needed to do that. And that's like, she had a really easy assignment too. So she got the lady up and dressed, but she left her bed a mess, right? But that's not my business. That's not my resident no more. And the med tech did that. And here the med techs, they had, like I said, they have a lot of power. they pretty much, they treat med techs like nurses at this place. They're supervisors. Okay, so Linda has she's going to take my assignment that morning, right? So we're going around, doing our round, and of course, if Linda sees that the lady's bed is not made up, the lady that Morgan is assigned to, and Linda looks at the bed, she's like, oh, you got to make this bed up. Her bed is a mess. Her bed ain't made up. I said, oh, actually, this isn't my patient. They changed the assignments a little bit to make it more fair, but this ain't my patient. This is Morgan's patient. You need to make the bed up. You need to make it up. They're making a big fuss about this fucking bed. I'll go tell Morgan. But this is one of the very few times I stood my ground. Like, I barely, at this place, I just let them walk all over me. This is one of the few times I was like, look, I'm not, no. And I don't know. I hate to say this, but you know, both Linda and Morgan are, and so I'm starting to think, what? If I just told you this is Morgan's resident, why don't you tell that to Morgan? Why are you fussing at me? I just told you, you don't work third shift. I told you they changed the assignments. So this was not my resident. So why don't you go to Morgan? Morgan was right there. She could have easily went to Morgan and said, hey Morgan, can you make her bed up? And I keep telling Linda, because she keeps fussing with me, like, that's not my resident. And Linda goes down, she goes to check some other people, and she comes at me, and she's looking at the bed like, well, you still need to make that bed up. I said, that's not my resident. And she rolls her eyes at me, turns her head for attitude, and said, oh my God, this is bullshit. I'm calling Rita. Okay? And you're gonna call her and tell her what? What are you gonna tell her? I ain't saying anything. That's what I should have said. But I'm thinking to myself, why don't you have this smoke for Morgan? I'm done told you 50 million times, this is not my resident. Like, I only speak one language, Linda. I don't know how else to say it. Morgan is literally like 10 feet away. Why don't you go up to Morgan with the same smoke that you got for me, have the same smoke for her, and say, hey, you need to change her bed, Morgan. I mean, make her bed up. I'm not going behind Morgan and doing her work. That's where I drew the line at. You know, this is what I finally, and I think Linda was more upset because at this place, they've never seen me stand up for myself. So I think Linda, she wasn't expecting me to, like, you know, say anything back. She just expected me to go in there and make the bed up. But I wasn't having that, because that's kind of like me, like being a slave almost. Like, why do I have to do Morgan's work? And she's right there. She's on the clock just like I am. We both getting paid. Why do I have to go behind her and do her work? She's a grown-ass woman. And Linda, why don't you go to Morgan about the fucking bed? Why you keep fussing at me for it? Go to Morgan and say, make the bed up. Y'all, she did not excuse me, do y'all know this bitch, she did not say one word to Morgan. Not one word. And Morgan was outside smoking. When I left, she was outside smoking, chilling. So that's why I say, I don't know, it might have something to do with this, because like I said, Linda and Morgan are both, and I'm, so because I'm thinking, why did she not tell Morgan to make the bed up? Why? And I literally told Linda like 5 times, this is Morgan's resident. I know this is normally my resident, but we changed the assignments because the census is low to make the assignments fair. So yeah. I remember another time, it was a busy, I think it was short staff. At this point, a lot of people started quitting. So we were short staff, and I was changing this resident, and I was behind that morning. And finally, on my last resident to change her, and it was right at 7, like right at 7 o'clock. And I had a hard time changing her because she was very heavy, and it was just difficult. So I'm tired. I got my bag. I come out the room. Anybody? There goes Linda, and she sees I have this big bag and stuff. I'm tired. She can see I've been working. I'm not just sitting around. Linda gonna say, oh, do you got such and such? Because there was another lady on that assignment that had just pulled her call button. Linda was like, you got such and such? I said, yes. Well, her call like going off. You need to go answer it. Hey, bitch, Ain't you on the clock? How does that work? How does that work? Ain't you on the clock? Like, and this is your assignment now because you work for. How come you can't answer it? How come you can't answer it? It's 7 o'clock. You on the clock too, ain't you? The fuck? And you can see I obviously just got out this room. Ugh. So yeah, stuff like that is what I had to deal with all the time. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about Miss I think her name was Sherelle. So with Sherelle, she started out as a CNA, and she got her little med tech, and honey, she was one of the ones you couldn't tell that bitch shit, honey. You couldn't tell her shit, honey. When she got that little med tech, you couldn't tell her she wasn't the head bitch in charge, honey. You would think she would have owned the damn place. So she worked night shift, right? And oh, and let me tell you, this is before I became a med tech. And the reason why I didn't want to become a med tech at this place was because I didn't really trust them to train me like I needed to be trained. Yeah, I didn't trust them because I felt the energy like barely anybody there liked me except for a few people. And like I said, this place was very, 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 very cliquish. Just think of high school. It's just an adult high school, right? So like if one of their friends became a med tech, they would definitely train them good, show them everything they need to know about being a med tech. And that was very important because at this place they don't use nurses. So, you know, as a med tech, at this place you have a lot of responsibility as far as if somebody falls or any type of emergency. So it's important that you be trained, I think. And since I wasn't a part of their clique or whatever, I wouldn't trust them to train me. I feel like they probably purposely wouldn't show me something just so I would get in trouble. Like they would purposely just not show me important things that I need to know, or I feel like they maybe even set me up. I didn't trust them to train me as no med tech. So that's why I didn't become a med tech at this place, but later on I became a med tech on my own. And let me tell y'all about this, and this had nothing to do with me, but it's something that I saw, right? So I think this was like my year 3 of working there. There was this girl, a black girl, I think her name was, I forgot her name. She had just started working there on first shift. She was a med tech, right? So Morgan, the med tech, was going to be training her that morning, right? Excuse me. And like they were talking so much shit about her for no reason. And I think she was like maybe literally like 1-2 minutes late, right? And this was like her second day of training. And Morgan was talking shit to her friends, Chelsea, and they're like, well, you should write the bitch up, write her up. I don't want to train her, this, that. So she came in, and they gave that girl a hard time. I could tell they gave that girl a hard time. And here's the crazy thing. There's been times when Morgan was late herself, or one of her friends was late and stuff like that, and nothing was said. So it was just but I'm happy for the girl, because turns out later on that girl became a LPN, so she's got more education than all them bitches. So I'm glad. That goes to show, you know, don't let people bring you down, because yeah, I just want to tell y'all that. I feel like I'm talking all over the place now, y'all. Okay, so I remember one morning me and another girl named Jennifer, and she was one of the only 3 people that I got along with at this job. She was a CNA on third shift for older lady. We got this lady up. We're gonna call her Tammy. It was a resident. Takes 2 people to get her up. She does not walk at all, and she's got dementia. So yeah, she's completely incontinent and dependent and all that stuff, right? So we got her up. She wears these dresses. We got a dress on her and all that stuff, right? Now, as y'all know, we're working with the elderly. So, you know, sometimes they get sick. Maybe they spit up. I don't know. Whatever. We got her on one of her dresses. It looked good. So, of course, I'm doing my round with Miss Linda. And she looks at Tammy. And Tammy has like a little spot on her dress. I have no idea where it came from. I don't know. It wasn't a big deal. It was just a spot. I don't know if it was spit or what. And she's like, why does she have a spot on her dress? I said, I don't know. I didn't see that when we got her dress. And she asked the med tech, like, well, did she spit out her medicine? She was like, of course, Amanda didn't like me, so she gonna say no. She did spit out her medicine Amanda's not going to say that she did, but Amanda was like, no, she didn't spit out her medicine. So Linda was making a big deal out of it. She was like, I don't understand. And she gonna come in the room, Tammy's room, was like, well, did y'all not turn the lights on when y'all got her dressed? And she flicked the light switch on and off, and she was like, did y'all not turn the lights on? Was the lights on or off when you got her dressed? Well, fuck, this is a big mean attitude. Like, was the lights on or off when you got her dressed? Was the lights on or off? Like, making a big deal out of it. What the fuck? Oh my god, I can't believe I would have to go back in time, because my responses to the way these people talk to me would be, I promise you, would be completely different today. It would be completely different, I promise you. So that's just another situation, y'all. So I think it's the last thing I'm gonna say in this video. There was two things actually. So I told you how they want us off the clock at a certain time, right? So this morning I was a little behind on my work. I think because remember that resident I told y'all about that's really hard to deal with. I was trying to get her changed and stuff, and I have to make her look perfect, of course, for first shift. At this place, basically we have to just kiss first shift's ass, pretty much. We have to do damn near their whole assignment for them, so that way when they come in and clock in, they get to go out and smoke for 20 minutes and chill. So yeah. I was behind on my work a little bit, not like behind, but a little bit, because we're dealing with humans here. We're not dealing with robots or machines, boxes. These are human beings that can move. Some of them can talk, walk and stuff. They have feelings and emotions. So you know what I'm saying? Every day is not going to be the same. I was having a hard time with this resident trying to get her changed and stuff, and here the med techs don't lift a finger to help. On third shift, the med techs, they had a lot of free time, but they will not lift a finger to help me. Now if it's somebody that's their friend, like Megan and Amanda, they're very close friends. Amanda will help Megan and Megan will help Amanda. But when it comes to me, I'm not getting no help unless it's from Jennifer. And I think Jennifer was off this night. So it's pretty much like I'm on my own. Like I'm literally like pretty much I'm on my own at this place. Like I had to damn near beg for help when I needed it, right? So that's why I didn't even ask nobody to help me with Tammy. So I guess they had this thing where the med techs can't leave until their CNAs are done or something. I don't know. So Amanda is at the end of the hall, and she's waiting for us to be done. And instead of coming to me and be like, Joanna, do you need any help? You like you're struggling. Like, that's what I would do if I was a med tech and I'm ready to go. I would see what's taking so long. Like, oh, what can I do to help you so we can get out of here? You think she did that? Hell no. She's at the end of the hall, and I overheard her say, what's taking so long? Y'all ain't done yet. You ain't done yet. Joanna, what's taking so long? Don't make me write you up. I can't make this shit up, y'all. I can't make this shit up. Yeah. So, same thing happened with Sherelle. She was a med tech. Same thing happened. She was like, Joanna, are you not done yet? And what makes it bad is Sherelle was. So you would think, she would come and be like, well, what can I do to help you, girl? I'm ready to get out of here. What can I do? You need me to help you turn her or lift her? What you need me to do? You think she didn't know? She just stand there at the end of the hall like Amanda, like, Joanna, are you not done yet? But I remember, now here's where karma kicks in though. I remember Sherelle, she waited too long to take her med tech test. So they had her working as a med tech when she technically she was not a med tech by the state. So they had to pull her from the car and they made her work on the hall again. And I remember Sherelle, she was struggling with a resident. So now you see Sherelle, what was taking so fucking long, bitch. Because we're working with humans, that's why. So I think that was karma. But anyway, so let's see. I think that's all I wanted to say, y'all. There's so many situations at this job. I can literally talk about stuff that they did to me for days and days and fucking days. But I'll make a part 4, and that'll probably be about it. I had to deal with some racism, yes, and I will talk about that in part 4. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.